Why did you choose to being an architect?
When I was in the sixth grade, I visited a friend of mine, and he was living in terrible conditions. He invited me to his house for the first time. And when I saw where he was living, I was so appalled. It was basically an 8x8 room, a clothes wire hanging over the top, two beds, and the whole family of four lived there. And so in the sixth grade, I went home and I told my mother, I said, Mom, I want to be an architect to help design housing for the immigrants that come to America.
Hello, I'm a young reporter from Future Voices. May I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
First, can you introduce yourself?
Oh, I'm Jerry Lee. I'm a retired architect and kind of a community volunteer.
You are architect, right?
Yes, retired architect. Been here in Seattle for over 50 years with the same company, MG2 Foundation. We did pro bono work. We did the Chinatown Gate in Chinatown, and we've done quite a few high rises. The Grand Hyatt downtown, the Scala, First Light. We do a lot of commercial work, Costco, Target, Nordstrom work. That's all part of architecture.
What does architect commonly do?
All commercial architecture.
What do you usually do when you are going to the company and working?
We pretty much everything. We design the project, go through structural engineering, and actually follow it through and get it built. So from a small house or a small remodel to a 40, 50-story building, that's all part of architecture.
What do you think is the difference between the architecture and civil engineer?
Well, engineering is pretty technical. That the architects design the projects, and engineers actually design the steel, the strength of the wood. So it's two different practices, but they have to work together to create a project.
How many projects you have been working?
We've done, on the average, over $1 billion of construction a year. Hundreds of projects every year. The firm is about 400 people, international office in Shanghai, New York, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C. It started out with 3 people, and it grew over the years. Yeah.
Why did you choose to being an architect?
When I was in the 6th grade, I visited a friend of mine, and he was living in terrible conditions. So after a year, he invited me to his house for the first time. And when I saw where he was living, I was so appalled. It was basically an 8x8 room, a clothes wire hanging over the top, 2 beds, and the whole family of 4 lived there. And so in the 6th grade, I went home and I told my mother, I said, Mom, I want to be an architect to help design housing for the immigrants that come to America. So back then, 6th, 7th grade, in my mind, I wanted to be an architect. So that was the driving force.
Do you think architecture is very important in today?
I think the architect's very important. I think for me, architects is like a Renaissance man. You really have to know a little bit about everything in architecture, how to build things, how to design things, and with the right feng shui and the correct position of buildings and whatnot. So it's not just designing a building; it's actually locating the building. Yeah.
How do you think the changes about buildings and structures do when you start working until now?
I think the philosophy is still the same. As far as a firm-wise, you're only as good as your people. The people drive the firm, and their success is part of your success. And whether it's small project back then to major projects now, it's still the same. It's relationship based. Business is based on relationship, and that's not just architecture. That's for any business, whether the restaurant, shoe shop, anything. It's all based on relationship. That's the key.
Okay, thank you for your time. Have a great day.